Well, in my endeavor to keep explaining that how these transits affect us and how these transits have a different connotation when they are in different houses. I have explained initially about Saturn, and I've explained about Jupiter, and now this time I'm going to explain to you all about Mars. How Mars, when it is transiting through the various 12 houses, what impact it has. And if you've been following my series, you would definitely know that all these houses are divided into four energies, that is the fire, the earth, the water, and the air energy. So similarly, when these planets are going through these various houses, they do tend to adopt the energies of that particular house. So Mars, which is actually known as a very fiery planet, it's a very aggressive planet. It's a planet that which wins wars. It is known as a warrior planet. It can be used constructively and it can be used destructively depending upon the person's or the individual's persona. But at the same time, since our body is also made out of these four elements, that is water, air, earth and fire, these elements tend to have or build the attitude within us. So when these planets come into a particular sign and coordinate with the elements of our body, we can use it constructively or destructively. And now when you all are seeing your chart, you have to see where your Mars planet is placed. More often than not, Mars and Venus is in and around your sun sign. So you could probably look into your chart and see which sign your planet is placed in the natal chart. So how your attitude is developed during that time, and then what is the transit showing, because the transits are always different. And then accordingly analyze it. But this is for your general explanation. You can't completely tune it into your life. So you must understand that when the planets are transiting the various houses, what do they demand of us? See, it's never a question of predictions. It's always, like, I maintain the fact that life is what you make it. So you have to learn how to create your own prophecies by understanding what the planets are demanding of us and how we are supposed to act in a particular way when a particular planet is in a particular house. Now Mars in the 11th house of Aquarius, which is an air sign. Now this actually, because Aquarians by and large, or the air signs by and large, like to go and fit into wherever they find space. It's an air sign. Okay, so now this fire sign has combined with the air. If you see, when the fire is burning and the air blows, it either completely takes out the fire or the fire starts igniting in a much more healthier way. So similarly, the group activities and cooperative efforts are the best way to achieve your goals right now. You see your Mars transiting the 11th house, it's very important for you to know that my business is going to flourish, or I am going to flourish only with the synergy and the support and the networking of my social contacts. So in fact, you have all sorts of ideas about and what you want to do and how you want to do it. What you should avoid is avoid allowing the ego in you, or that thing in you where you want to dominate other people or play down other people's ideas. Sometimes the negative part of it is that you may pick up the ideas from the other people, make it your own, and then try to prove it in the world, at the world at large, that these were your ideas, and not accept the fact that you have actually adopted these ideas from somewhere. Now this more or less happens when the Mars is on the Mars is in the retrograde and in the backward motion, that you tend to start living that lie, which can have repercussions when the Mars is moving forward. So when the Mars is transiting your 11th house, it's very important for you to realize that your work will only be appreciated, or you will be enhancing and showcasing your talents only with the help of other people. Right, so cooperation is important, networking is important, your social life is important. But while adapting to the ideas of the other people and executing it yourself, it's very important for you to realize that give the devil its due. Don't start living that lie by taking over the ideas, because this can happen when the Mars is in retrograde. You'll start thinking that the ideas you have executed were actually your own. They were not lifted off somebody, or they were not taken from anybody. So this kind of a realization is what you need to know about yourself, and especially when the transits are taking place. It's very important for everyone to realize any transit, whether it's Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, there are 3-4 things that you need to know. What does the planet demand of me? How can I take benefit of these planets? And if I take the benefit of what the planet is demanding of me and I do exactly what I'm required to do, what is my success rate going to be? And also to be aware of the negative implications, especially when they are going retrograde. So you have to now, here when the Mars is transiting the 11th house, it says avoid allowing the ego to attempt to dominate others. You will prefer to lead a group rather than follow during this period, and there are certainly ways to do so without stepping on anyone's toes. Be your own master, be a leader. But if you have to be a follower also, acknowledge the fact that you're learning from the other people. This is the lesson that to be learned when Mars is traveling the 11th house. As well, the best way to achieve your goals during this transit is to be working in a team, in cooperation with other people. You may have more energy than usual to want to organize the projects. Your humanitarian impulse will be stimulated. The role you play for other people in your life should become your focus. What you're doing good to the other people, or what your projects, how they're going to benefit the other people, that should be the focus, and money will follow, mind you. You may feel that your schedule does get overloaded at this time with things to do. Now basically these things to do are because you want to be a leader. And you want to shoulder the responsibilities. So you want to project that thing where you feel that people should be dependent upon you. So it's you who's taking over the responsibilities. And this more or less happens when Mars is traveling, transiting the 11th house, the Aquarius. You actually start sowing the seeds for the future, and you also start your projects, but all these projects should be for the benefit of others. And when you have lifted an idea, you should be magnanimous enough to give the devil its due rather than start living the lie yourself. And you have to keep your ego away. And the most negative aspect is when you try to dominate other people, please abstain from dominating. That is important to know. The transit of Mars takes 23 months to travel in all the zodiac signs. Basically, when you will look into your own chart, you will realize where the transit is, because the almanac does gives us all the dates. But just to give a clue to my clients, you must know that from January to March 9th, Mars is transiting Aries. And from March 10th onwards, it's transiting Taurus. So probably then further on, if you want to know how it is, you can divide these 23 months and you will realize where the Mars is transiting.